everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Anita, and today I'm going to show you how I am going to budget for 2022 and especially January. Hopefully you'll be able to get some inspiration for your own budget and you can complete it with me right now. I have a template down below. If you click on it, you'll go to a Google Sheet and you can make your own copy by hitting File and Make a Copy. It's not editable because a lot of people will be using it. So that's how you can make your own copy. So feel free to open that up right now and we can work on our budgets together. Now let's get straight into it. As you can see here, this is my budget. It's on a Google Sheet, so it's very easy to use and it's one of my favorite ways to budget. I've tested tons of different ways, apps, all these kinds of things, but I love a good Google Excel sheet because you can pull it up on your phone, you can pull it up on your computer, you can pull it up wherever you need to. So yeah, so on the left-hand side is my income and my expenses, and that's where your income and your expenses should be. In the very top section is income. You can put your jobs here, you can put any other income that you might be getting, whether it's, disability or your job or whatever. So if you have more than one job, you can add job number 2 and put in that as well. And the total income will automatically sum it up for you. So all the formulas will already be in here, so you don't have to do it, but I would recommend learning. But yeah, so underneath that is monthly expenses that I have to pay every month, or like loans that I have. So the first one is my home payment. Next, in this section, I like to put how much I owe, either per month or per year, just depending on what I like, or what I owe left. So my home payment, I pay about $2,600 toward it per month. My Barclays card, I owe $3,500 on it left, so I want to pay that off. My Heartland student loan is about $3,289, and I still have $33,000 on my student loan. Underneath that, I have grown-ish, stuff that I have to pay because I'm a grown-up now. So I have savings, and then I have my phone, which next to that I put how much I pay. I pay in one large lump sum, and I pay on April 10th. And then I have my car insurance, so I paid $250 on April 10th and I think October 10th. So I also put that as well, and that is also totaled up. Under other, I will put my consumables, so anything I consume. Television, clothing, food, all of that is my consumables, and that is what I call my personal spending money. Under that, I have trips, which is just a section I like to separate from my consumables, just so that I can look at how much money I'm putting in. And then I have LASIK, which is something that I'm saving up for. That's how I manage mine. So you might put something else. You might put rent, you might have a few different credit cards, you might have childcare, you might have a load of different things. But this is how I organize mine, so feel free right now to put in your monthly responsibilities, your grown-ish, and your other. I like to separate my consumables in a different section. So consumables for me covers lots of things, and so I will split up my consumables underneath that. I'll put my monthly obligations, like my Hulu account, how much I want to spend on groceries, takeout, clothes, gas, etc. And so that's underneath here. If you want to do it the way I do it, feel free to do that. You can also just transfer all of these by clicking Control X, double clicking this, and and pasting them. Okay? But I just prefer to do it this way. So now I'll show you how I budget, and you can follow along with your own. So I would log into wherever you get paid and find out how much your paycheck is. My paycheck for this new coming year will be $2,363. And I don't have another stream of income coming in that's very stable right now. So this is the only income that I include in mine. Okay, so the amount that I put in towards my home payment, which is me and my husband's joint account, is $1,900 per month. And that doesn't just include my home payment. That includes joint things that we pay together. So that might be restaurants, date nights, that might be something we've bought together, something we're saving up for, and money from this goes into our joint account. I'll actually link my joint budgeting video up here somewhere where I talk in detail about this specific amount of money that I transfer into me and my husband's joint account. The rest of it is my own money, okay? So underneath that is my Barclays card. We're gonna leave this empty for now because I wanna cover everything that I must be paying on this date. So I know I have to pay my Heartland ECSI student loan. So on January 10th, I will pay, how much was it? $161.72. So in here on January 10th, I'll put $161.72 because that's something that will be coming out of my January 1st paycheck, right? So my Nelnet loan, thankfully, our administration and government extended our student loan forbearance, or like time we don't have to pay, grown-ish. So I'm not going to touch anything on savings right now. Don't need to put anything to my phone right now, and don't need to put anything towards Progressive right now. So after these two expenses, I have $771 left over. Okay, so I'm putting $600 here because that's how much I decided to put in towards January for my consumables. And then for my trips, I'm gonna put in $100 because I'm going to Florida for a wedding later this month, and I just want to have some extra money to spend on food and things like that. I'm gonna add a row and put my little brother's name because he's trying to buy his car and he needs help. So I'm going to send him $71 to help out with that, okay? So now we have $0 here in the leftover, and that's how it should look. You should put every dollar that you earn towards something in specific. Now let's go down to consumables, right? So consumables, I put 600. I usually put around 400, but just at the beginning of the year, I wanted to have some extra cushion, so I made sure I had 600. So I pay for our Hulu, $7.41. A lot of this comes out of our joint account, but for some reason, I pay for the Hulu, whatever. Groceries, I'm sectioning out $75 for 2 weeks. We shop very thriftily for 2 people, and it's good. Takeout, $75, clothes, $50, gas, $25, and then miscellaneous, $100. I'll just kind of show you what my Qapital account looks like and what I typically spend my money on. So Qapital is a banking app that I use that has also helped me to save, and I really love it, okay? So for example, yesterday under miscellaneous would be an Amazon payment, or this was a refund actually, but I bought a present that was $20, and so that's my Amazon payment. There's my Hulu. I got some food from Yelp that would fall under takeout. Healthy Foundations, therapy, I had to pay a fee because I didn't show up to therapy, y'all. So these are some examples of things that I purchased with my consumables account. I bought and rented a few movies from YouTube and Prime, as you can see there, and that would again fall under miscellaneous, okay? And so that's my Qapital spending account. So right now I have $670 in there. There's only supposed to be $600, so I'm gonna transfer that $70 elsewhere, or I guess that's the one from Mikey, $70. So I'm gonna transfer that $70 to my younger brother, and then it'll be $600 flat to start the year. Today is January 1st, okay? And that's how I expect to spend my money, this bit down here, okay? All right, so that's my January 1st budget. So you should go through yours and add what you think you'll be spending, your income, things like that. So after I set this budget, I will insert a column to the left by double clicking here and inserting a column to the left, and I'll put actual. So at the end of the month, I'll put in how much I actually made. So 2363, maybe something came in through YouTube for $20, okay? So my home payment, I did end up paying $14.30. I had to pay the 72 cents. So I put that in there. Let's say that I ended up having to transfer this trip money to my consumables and use that money for whatever instead, because I had to just pay an unexpected fee. So I would highlight that field and then make the color red, because I like to make sure that I know where I went wrong and I spent too much on consumables. So now we're at 0, and then I would copy this and then paste it next to it. So I ended up paying $700, and I didn't end up having anything left over because I had to pay for a parking ticket that was $367. I didn't have anything left over, and that was not the plan. But that's what happened this month. So next month I can look back at this and think, okay, do not freaking get a parking ticket again, right? So we can fix this, okay? And now I know that I have to save $100 in my next paycheck, right? Okay, so for example, my next paycheck would be January 15th. But I don't have to pay my Heartland account for consumables. Again, I usually put $400, right? So for trips, I'm gonna put that $100 in there, and I'm actually gonna put $150 in there because, again, I messed up and I didn't save that money last month, okay? And so that's here. So after I pay for like the things I really need to pay for, I'll go in and use the leftover money here on other things that I need to pay for. So I don't need to pay this. I don't need to pay my student loan. I don't need to pay my phone. I don't need to pay my progressive. I do want to do my LASIK, and I do need to pay off this credit card. So what I'm going to do is put a good chunk of this into my Barclays card because I want to pay off my credit card as soon as possible, and you should too with any spare money that you have, if you have any spare money, okay? So I'm going to put $1,000 into this and then $343 into my LASIK, okay? So that's how I'm going to spend my money this month. I would, again, copy the consumables, pop that in here. No parking ticket this month, thankfully. I have 400 here, and I'm gonna have to adjust my budget because I still have $67 left over, okay? So I'm gonna put this, again, towards my LASIK. So after a while, you can start copy and pasting from the previous months just because you'll know how much you're spending. So again, I typically like to spend $400 for my consumables. I'll be spending $1,430 on my home payment. Don't need to pay any of these things. Okay, so now I have $533 left over. Again, I want to pay this off as quickly as possible. So I'm going to put all $533 into my Barclays card. And then you'll start to see that there are some similarities. So this one, March 1st, looks exactly like February 1st, okay? $190 short from completing this. So I would definitely learn these codes as well so that you can easily add things up. Okay, so in March 15th, I'm gonna put again $470, $190 towards my Barclays card, and then $400 towards my trips. So once I pay off a debt, I like to bold the last payment, and then I like to highlight all the rows there and then make it dark gray, just so that I know it's done. It really feels, it's such a good feeling to know a debt is paid off. So by March 15th, I should have my $3,500 of Barclays debt paid off, and then I'll have $1,300 left over. Okay, so my personal next goal for my debt snowball, like the next debt I want to pay, is my student loan, the Heart ECSI loan, which is $3,289. Okay, but so I have $1,300 here, and so I again have my consumables, don't have any trips coming up, so I'm going to put that all towards my Heart loan, okay? Okay, so as I put here, I have 2 due dates. So for my phone, I pay $360 a year through Mint Mobile. Definitely check out Mint Mobile. I have a link down below. I pay $360 a year for an unlimited data plan. It's great. You can actually test out the service. They'll send you a SIM card to test out to see if the service works for you, but it's amazing and it's changed my life. Okay, again, Mint has been an amazing thing. So definitely check out Mint if you want to save some money. So here again, as you can see, I've gone underneath by 77 cents, $77. So I'm gonna have to cut my consumables to $323 this month, and I would adjust this by that as well. Okay, so $323. I only have to cut my miscellaneous by a few dollars, so that's good. Okay, so that's how I would handle payments that are common. So after this, I plan to go on to continue to pay off my student loan here, which is my next debt. And so I would do the same thing I've been doing previously, 400, and then I would put $1,493 towards my student debt, okay? And then I'll only owe a little bit left, $1,430, 400, and then 533. I wonder if that covers it. Let's sum it up. Yes, so that would cover it. Okay, so after May 1st, I'll have my next student loan paid off. Okay, so now I'm gonna highlight that gray, and then my last debt that I'll have is my largest student loan, which is my $33,000 student loan. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the rest of the year and populate this, and then I'll meet up with y'all at the end. So you should do the same. Okay, so let's continue. So I have finished filling this out, and we're gonna start at June 15th, and I'll show you what I did, okay? Or May 15th, and I'll show you what I did. So this time, I'm gonna still keep paying my mortgage and my home payment. I'll still be putting $400 toward my consumables, but at this point, I'm gonna start saving up for trips. My husband lives in England, and we'll likely go there, and it's pretty expensive. So I want to save about $2,000, right? So I have put that much towards that. You can put this toward childcare. You can put this towards saving up for a car. You can put this towards anything that you want, you know? And again, I still want to save for my LASIK, so I'm going to do that. But at the same time, I'm also going to start paying my largest student loan. So starting June 15th, I'm going to start putting very large chunks of money towards my student loan. And as you can see here, that's that happening. So throughout the year, I'll be simultaneously paying off my student loan as well as saving up for trips. Okay? So at the very end, I like to add everything together that's in the rows. So this is the total net income, gross, net, I don't know, whatever I get after taxes, income that I'll receive. This is how much I'll pay toward my biggest student loan by the end of this year, which is awesome. This is how much I'll save, do for consumables, and I'll have saved $4,500 for trips. Let me just add up LASIK to make sure I have enough by July 15th. Yes, that'll be enough to pay for my half of the the LASIK. Okay, so that's how I budget. That's how I'm gonna budget this year, and that's what my budget for 2022 will look like, okay? So I hope that this really helped you out. I hope that this gave you a lot of answers. I have posted similar videos in the past. I'll link some here